What can we say in terms of what kind of learning is expected? Well, first of all, we'll work to accommodate your needs. We understand that you'll be teaching across the various teaching periods in the year and studying alongside that. For that reason, we schedule the face-to-face workshops at times that suit the students taking part. The certificate runs throughout the academic year, and you'll find each of the units spread across a semester.
Yes? Secondly, reflective practice is a critical part of the learning. You came into this video with an example in mind of teaching and learning that you'd led or taken part in on one specific occasion. We'd like you to think about two questions. What worked well about the learning you were seeing, and what expectations were in evidence in that setting about how learning would actually take place?
If you haven't already, pause the film and make a record for yourself. Some things that are often spoken about are the engagement of students, the quality of work completed at that time, how well judged were the activities in terms of the students' needs, and whether they matched the intended learning outcomes for that session and its relevance to students' broader learning. We'll talk more about all of these as the course unfolds.
The third point to make is that your students and their learning matter quite a bit to us. Primarily, we'd like you to spend the course working in the setting that matters most, which is the one in which you teach. To complete the course successfully, you'll need to be able to demonstrate the characteristics of successful university learning and teaching against the professional standards framework. This involves applying new approaches within your teaching and carrying out associated evaluation and research.
Other than an initial assessment in each unit, the assessment for the course is wholly made up of 2 peer reviews in teaching settings, with an accompanying review and reflection in which you apply the concepts we'll be covering. Blended learning is a key topic. Much of the emphasis for students of the certificate is on learning outside of the face-to-face sessions, and the characteristics of successful learning experiences are important for us as well. For example, we'll expect that you have worked through the whole of the online unit, contributing into the discussions before each of the face-to-face workshops.
You don't have to follow the online unit from beginning to end in sequence. All we ask is that you've planned ahead for the workshop by completing the online materials and making progress with the assessment. We would encourage you to use both electronic and paper materials. Although the units are online, we find it best to have a notebook, a folder or similar in which to keep notes and record activities. In the same way, readings that you find particularly relevant are probably best printed off to help you read most effectively.
And finally, peer learning is important. To complete the certificate successfully, there's an expectation of attending the face-to-face sessions. They're generally highly valued by course participants, and in part that's because of the contribution of peers. Some of what you access in the units will have been generated by other students. The initial assessment for each unit and various of the activities will ask you to make a constructive contribution to others' work. And also you'll find within the online units the opportunity to track your progress and compare that with the group.
Of course, we're aware that these are expectations you will have of your own students too, and we will encourage you to make those links. Each unit is divided into 5 modules, and each module will involve you using the library, sometimes via eReserve, completing activities and building towards the final assessment.
You can access the reading list straight away and begin finding key texts for your current assessment. Within each module, you'll also find materials to extend your learning, such as an in-conversation interview with a distinguished guest. To begin studying, you'll need access to information about how to submit assessments, what the expected learning outcomes are, the study hours, and what to do if there's a problem, and you'll find all of that information on the course website.
If you need any help at all, contact one of the unit coordinators who will be happy to assist. We should finish by saying that the certificate is a key part of your career development. If you change roles, having a teaching qualification that's accredited on the professional standards framework will stand you in good stead.
We hope that you will continue on with the process of developing your practice and gathering evidence of success in teaching settings. And that's building not just towards successful completion of the probation requirement, but also promotion, the achievement of an award, or a teaching fellowship. And we hope you enjoy the course.